keep it going. Keep it going. He's definitely getting more over. He's getting more booze. And I think it's like what a lot of people have been saying. Just let him embrace the booze. Let him embrace, the fact that he is going to be the most hated guy since beating The Undertaker, since being the guy who's going to be the golden child. Just let him go with it. Let him be the bad guy. Let him be a heel. And I think they're finally slowly saying, okay, we're going to let him go with it. We're going to let him be a heel. And I'm thinking, yes, thank you. Our voices are finally heard.
Yeah, I think it's, I've said this before about Roman Reigns, like, embrace the heel right now. Just let him do it, turn him heel. A lot of people, that's everyone's response, and it's like, it depends on who we're talking about. There's some people that I would say no. You don't know what to do with them, don't turn him heel because it might not work. The thing is he's so over as a heel right now. Why not take advantage of that? And you could get some great matches out of him and some of these baby faces. And I just think it's too good of a thing not to do because the crowd's not into him. But what you can do is turn him heel and just get the crowd to hate him. And when it comes time that you want to turn him babyface again, you put him against like Triple H. Triple H, if there's one person in this industry that can get anybody over, I think it's Triple H. And I think Triple H could get Roman Reigns over with the fans. Because Triple H, he's the heel of heel. When I think of it, when someone asks me who are the two best heels, that, like, to me, there's two names that pop into my head, always. The very first two names that pop into my head when I think of the greatest heels of all time are Roddy Piper and fucking Triple H.
Hard to disagree with that. And now I have a pretty good idea on what, Triple H's new theme song should be. It should just be like, behold the heel of heels, and just they have like animations of him with like shovels, be like, bow down to the shovel style. Oh man, that would just be amazing. But then we move on to not one but two heel turns. This actually caught me by surprise because the first one was Goldust turning on R-Truth, which caught me by surprise, and of course fans were saying, thank you, Goldust, and I feel bad because I think to myself, R-Truth was one of the most over baby faces for quite a while, but then he just somehow.
I gotta say this right here. So you had mentioned earlier that I fell asleep during Raw. I fell asleep right after the Sasha Banks, Alicia Fox segment.
Right.
So I didn't wake up until the Enzo and Cass part. So I missed the Roman Reigns Finn Balor match, and I missed the Golden Truth part.
Yeah, basically what happened was R-Truth and Goldust, they came out doing their routine, doing the what's up, and then Goldust attacks him from behind, beats him down, and then Goldust grabs the mic and he says the truth, that's what's up. Which, all honesty, I thought, okay, that's a good way to make a response. And now, in all honesty, I thought that Golden Truth was going to be like the final, I guess the final curtain for both R-Truth and Goldust. I thought that was how they were going to end their careers, was just being a team together. But now that they've done this, it kind of intrigues me, like, okay, where are they going to go with this? Is R-Truth going to be going back to being like a babyface? Honestly, what I would love to see the most is to see R-Truth get hit in the head so hard that he goes back to that crazy gimmick where he's just imagining little people, not to the babyface deal, but more to like the heel deal where he's just talking to them saying, I got by little Jimmy. That was where he shined.
I do not want little Jimmy to come back. That's when R-Truth fell off for me, and that's when each and every week, and I have friends who can back this, where we watch Raw together, and every time R-Truth would come out, I would say, why in the fuck does he still have a job? Because that dude just sucks so bad. And he got it back for me. He got it pretty damn good back, and I don't want to see him go back to something as stupid as that little Jimmy, I'm afraid of the spiders bullshit. Like, that was so stupid. Now, if you're going to do anything, have him go back to being confused R-Truth. You know, come out for matches that aren't his and be like, oh, that's my bad, y'all. Like, was it King of the Ring? Where he did that, where he came out and they're like, you're not even, or it was some match, and he comes out and they're like, you're not even in this match. It's like, oh yeah, that's my bad, y'all. And then the Royal Rumble where he came out, freaking pulls out the ladder, goes in the middle of the ring, sets the ladder up, climbs all the way to the top, and then he's like, wait, what? That's the shit that I loved with R-Truth.
I'm glad.
Like, seeing how they've always used him. I mean, okay, I remember back when Heyman and Road Dogg were a tag team. I think that was before R-Truth even went to TNA. I think it was K-Quick. I think that's what his name was. It was a Road Dogg and K-Quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, TNA saw him as world championship material, and for WWE never, I don't think ever considered him, because I can't even honestly remember if he's even been in world title contention. Like,
he's been in title contention twice, if I'm not mistaken, because he was in the he had that matchup at Capital Punishment with John Cena, and then he was involved in the Elimination Chamber match in 2012, I believe, where Punk was the champion. I think it was, I'm trying to remember, because that was the build-up to WrestleMania 28. It was 28, because that was the build-up with CM Punk and Chris Jericho. But R-Truth was like one of the first guys eliminated. But actually, I do have like a quick funny story about that event, because I was actually there when the event took place in Milwaukee. And the girl I was dating at the time, we were making predictions on...
The Green Bay?
No, Milwaukee area.
No, when he came out and said... Are you talking about when he came out and said, what's up, Green Bay, and they were in Milwaukee?
Oh, I think that might have been the night after, if I'm not mistaken. But, no, I know it's exactly what you're talking about. Didn't know. I was there for the...
That was the Raw after the Super Bowl that the Packers had won, and they were in Milwaukee, and R-Truth came out and is like, what's up, Green Bay? And Michael Cole's like, we're in Milwaukee, you goof! And then the crowd starts chanting, we're Milwaukee.
Yeah. that was an excellent moment. But what I was saying was that I was there for the Elimination Chamber event in 2012, and me and the girl I was dating at the time, we made bets on who was going to win the world title matchup. I was thinking like Wade Barrett, and she picked the Great Khali. Great Khali comes in, and about 2 minutes later gets speared by Big Show. 1, 2, 3. I literally just looked at her and be like, well, good to see that your pick lasted long. Yeah,
Great Khali. God, I remember when he first debuted and he just came out and murdered The Undertaker. Like, they pumped him up to be something so amazing, and ended up just being a stupid dancing gimmick.
Yeah, praying to God, please don't do that to Braun. Please don't do that to Braun. He got the dancing gimmick out of the way when he was a Rosebud. Just end it there.
Yeah.
Don't do any more dancing deals with them. But, getting a little off topic. The other, of course, you mentioned was the whole Big Cass Titus O'Neil match. Not even worth talking about. Big Cass won. Enzo is doing a selfie, and then Apollo Crews turns on Enzo, kicks him in the head, and seemingly we're getting Apollo Crews and Titus O'Neil as a heel tag team, so this will be interesting. I mean, they definitely seemingly closed off the feud between Enzo and Cass and the club, and now they're opening a new chapter with Enzo and Cass versus Titus O'Neil and Apollo Crews. Totally okay with that. because at least it's something different.
Yeah, and I am totally okay with Apollo Crews being heel. One of the biggest criticisms I've seen about that dude since he came up to the main roster is he frickin' smiles too damn much. So it's cool to see that he's gonna do something different, and I think he could be a real monster heel. I really think he can, because the dude's jacked. He's talented as shit. We've seen him live, and I was so happy that he turned heel. I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker for heels. I always have been. I always love the bad guy, and I just think I think he'll do better.
Yeah, I would honestly love to see this where basically Apollo Crews does like all the work, and he just goes out, like you said, he's this monster heel, and then Titus O'Neil just tags in and takes the 1, 2, 3. It'd be one of those things where it's like, wait, Titus O'Neil already is like 7 foot. Why would he need just this tiny little shrimp just to, basically win his matches for him? And I'd be like, it's something different, and honestly, it'd be awesome as hell to see that, because when was the last time you saw, this big guy basically say, okay, little man, go get him. I would love to see it. I think Titus O'Neil could even pull that off, in all honesty. That'd be amazing. All right, so we move on to the main event, that being Seth Rollins versus Bray Wyatt for the first time ever. And honestly enough, I had to really think about it. I'm thinking, okay, well, they had their feud with Shield and Wyatt family. Did they? They didn't. Wow. I was actually impressed. I'm like, holy cow, they actually never fought off against each other one-on-one, because I remember Roman Reigns versus Bray Wyatt. I remember Dean Ambrose versus Bray Wyatt, but never a Seth Rollins versus Bray Wyatt. So it was one of those things where it's like, okay, first time ever. Totally okay with that. And they went out there and they had a pretty damn good matchup. I was totally...
Yeah, I enjoyed the match. As I said, I had re-woken up at this point, and which I was pumped because it was just in time for Bray and Seth Rollins. Something I really wanted to see. Something when they announced earlier in the night, I was saying to myself in my head, like, ooh, this is going to be a really good main event, I think. And it turned out, I mean, it wasn't amazing. It wasn't like, it wasn't going to take your breath away a main event, but it was good for what it was.
Yeah. And honestly, I think that we're going to get a lot more when we get to the Extreme Rules. Seth Rollins does a basic major crossbody to Bray Wyatt on the outside. Going to try and get Bray Wyatt back into the ring when, of course, you look at the very top of your screens. Who comes out there? None other than Mr. Boom Impact himself, that being Samoa Joe, comes in, attacks Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins and Bray Wyatt beat down on Seth Rollins and, I'm getting my words mixed up. Bray Wyatt and Samoa Joe beat down on Seth Rollins, taking him down, and then I could definitely tell that you were going to love this. Bray Wyatt grabs Samoa Joe, Sister Abigail to him, grabs Seth Rollins, Sister Abigail. Bray Wyatt ends the show, of course, just looking just strong as ever. Yes, he didn't get the victory, but honestly, who is the guy who is left standing? That being Bray Wyatt. This is where I was talking about, where it seems like they're slowly starting to get a little more faith behind Bray Wyatt, because yes, he didn't win, but he looked very strong coming out of that segment where he actually, I was not even expecting him to get a Sister Abigail on Samoa Joe. I thought it was just going to be one of those things where it's like, oh, these two are just going to, just cross paths, but it's like, we'll wait until Extreme Rules. Nope. It's like, hey, Samoa Joe, good job. Oh, by the way, boop. And then, Seth Rollins, hi, bud. Boop. Done. I'm the band.
That really surprised me, and I thought it was, I really liked it. I was all for it.
Well, Bray Wyatt's your boy, so, I wouldn't expect you not to like it.
Yeah. It was a shocker, though. When he hit Samoa Joe, I was like, ooh. Like, Bray just not giving a fuck. Like, I'm a Sister Abigail to everybody.
It was. I think I could see it as one of those moments where it's like, ooh, boing! I just got a little mini wrestling boner right there. Oh man! But all in all, Monday Night Raw. All in all, I would say pretty damn good show. Like I said, it was a lot better than some of the other Raws that we've seen. I will say this to the guys on Smack Talk, Max Beatty, Spencer Hart. good luck trying to top last night.